Hey guys, it's me, Dax Moy from Fitness Marketing Made Simple, back with another short video. This one in response to a question asked by Scott Marsh, which was, if I was to go down the life coaching route, kind of adding the life coaching service into my business, what would be the best way to go about it? What would the best courses to attend be? And what would be the best books and resources to help that along? So, first off, Scott, really great question. It's my belief that actually not only is coaching the missing link in the personal training fitness provision market, okay, it's also the area with the most potential to be extremely lucrative and to really allow you to offer high-end services, so to be able to charge more money for your services, to have bigger packages, and to be honest, to make a much bigger impact with your clients than you currently are. We all know that diet and exercise only changes so much, and it only changes to the degree that your mind is willing to accept it, which is why your clients, they yo-yo, right? They get a good result, in your mind they sabotage it, they go back, they seem weak-willed, they seem like they're not serious and all the rest of it. I promise you, every single client is serious about getting their result. Every single client has enough willpower to get their result, and absolutely no client is self-sabotaging, even though it seems like they are. But in reality, what's going on is that their brain is continuing to run patterns, that basically they've been running for years, right? In just the same way that anything that you've established as a habit, it's not a case of kind of fault and casting blame about carrying out a habit. It's just a case of the habit needs to be changed. Most fitness professionals don't have the skill set to change these habits, because most of the time our approach to this is, you can do it, I believe in you, just put forward some oomph, so grit your teeth, go through it, and everything will change. The truth is, for most people that doesn't work, and if it did, then pretty much everyone you've ever worked with as a client up to this point would have gotten the results that, not only would have gotten the results, but would have kept the results that they were most hoping to get and that you are most hoping to provide them. That's not really the case, is it? So most clients are, if they get results, they are getting them and losing them again. So life coaching, or adding the life coaching element to your programs, is really where it's at, because at the moment we're trying to sell clients things that they don't really want and don't really need. Hardly any of your clients have a good relationship with exercise, hardly any of them have a good relationship with diet, and yet as a fit pro, that's mostly what you sell them. Here, you hate exercise, I'm going to give you a better exercise system. Here, you hate diet, I'm going to give you a better diet system. And by better, I normally mean harsher, tougher, more intensive, things that actually make them feel even less of a connection with the exercise and the diet. And of course, all they want to do is drop out of their training programs. They can't wait until that 30 days is over so that they can go back to eating normally, right? This is where most of your clients are. So adding life coaching becomes really important. But where do you get that life coach training? Well, the truth is that there are lots and lots of places where you can get life coach training, but the downside is that most life coach training is based around a very loose concept of meet your clients kind of in their current mindset and change it, right? So again, pat them on the back, tell them they can do it, set some goals and all this kind of stuff. That isn't coaching, okay? Coaching is about kind of helping your clients to define, refine, and align with their greatest version of the grandest vision of who they can be. But that's not just a case of setting some goals and telling them to think positive. In fact, the more you try and tell them to think positive, the more likely they are to fail over time. So good coaching provides very specific skill sets, and they normally revolve around understanding the brain, which pretty much no coaching course teaches. So this is where now I have to become extremely self-serving, because my own programs are under the 3 maps, and in this case the mind map. The mind map starts in brain science. It doesn't start in mindset, it starts in brain science, and it explains why there's a huge difference between the prefrontal cortex in the frontal lobe, the limbic system, the reptilian mind, the pontomedullary reflexes, and so on and so forth. And it explains why your clients get caught up in reflexive behavior as opposed to responsive. So most of the time you're seeing your clients actually behave reflexively. They're just automatically doing things. Whenever they get stressed, they reach for those cakes and cookies or whatever it is, or that glass of wine. If a client is behaving reflexively, we know for a fact that they are in a different part of their brain. They are triggering the threat reflexes. The Mind Map program is the only program that actually addresses that. None of the other programs out there that you'll ever come across, and I know because I've researched them all, none of them are addressing brain science. None of them are addressing kind of the actual reflexive side of the brain. What most of them are doing is actually talk about mindset. Okay, so very self-serving, but I really do believe that the best possible course that you could take would be the Mind Map program as a Fit Pro, particularly as a Fit Pro. Above, if you were just working as a life coach, although I believe life coaches would benefit from this massively, but as a Fit Pro, you're in a very weird position, unlike the average life coach, of applying threat to the client at the same time as trying to disarm threat. Okay, so you're bringing in lots and lots of new changes, and at the same time trying to disarm them so that they're calm enough to actually make those changes. That's a very unusual situation compared to most life coaches. Okay, most life coaches don't have to do that. So Mind Map, and you can find out about the Mind Map at fitsystemtraining.com/mind map. Okay, it's all there. Resources, other resources that you can take. There are tons and tons and tons of great resources. There are lots and lots of books. Things like Coactive Coaching is a great book. Again, I guess I'll post some more book resources for you. But at the end of the day, here's the thing: none of the books to do with coaching contain anything related to the brain and how the brain functions. It's all about the mind. Okay, just understand this. There's a huge distinction between brain set and mindset. The brain will always work independently of the mind whenever the threat is present. Okay, so that's the first thing, right? So where else could you go and get your coach training? Each country has its own coaching federations, right? But certainly if you approach someone like the ICF, the International Coaching Federation, they run some pretty good, highly respected programs. And ICF programs, which is where I got some of my original training kind of way back in the day. ICF programs will definitely bring you in the right direction. Other resources that I would suggest you reading would be things like, and they're not direct coaching books, okay, so they're more along the lines of getting your brain into a coaching mindset. I would highly recommend you reading Conversations with God series, regardless of whether you're religious or not. It's not actually a religious book, okay? But as you read through the Conversations with God series, you'll understand a lot more about what moves people, what gets people stuck. Certainly other books like, let me see, Dan Millman's Peaceful Warrior. Again, it's told as a story, but within that there are a lot of really good, really great, simple exercises and simple parallels for you as a coach to kind of share with your clients or to get greater understanding. And weirdly enough, one of my biggest beliefs around becoming a great coach is to actually start reading into areas like philosophy. Okay, not even psychology. Read into philosophy. So read some of the great philosophers like Nietzsche and Aristotle and kind of Socrates and so on and so forth. And again, it might seem a bit weird, like, shit, why am I reading that kind of stuff when I'm actually just trying to become a life coach? It's because ultimately a life coach has to have a great understanding of life, understanding of their own mind, understanding of their own thoughts. And one of the biggest weaknesses in Fit Pros trying to bring life coaching to their clients is that they themselves have never done what I call the work, okay, the internal introspective work. And it's pretty much bullshit to try and expect that you're going to be in front of a client in the position of trying to help them change their lives and get a grip of stuff when you yourself have been avoiding a lot of that same work. So that I believe that to be extremely important. And the other thing that I believe is very, very important is getting a coach yourself. If you yourself have never been coached by a coach, if you've never had life coaching, I really don't think that you're in a position to actually apply life coaching to anybody else just yet. Okay, it's like never having gone to the gym but suddenly wanting to become a personal trainer. Okay, you've never worked out in your life, you know nothing about it, but now you want to be a trainer and train people in that. It doesn't make any sense. Get yourself a coach. Now again, as part of the Mind Map coaching program, every single person who goes through the program actually enters into a 12-week coaching loop where they are coaching someone and being coached by someone. So the coaching loop is actually worth more value than the actual course, than the course fees, right? So the course fees in the UK are like £585 or $797 US at the moment. But you wouldn't be able to get 12 weeks of life coaching for that price, and yet we've built that into the program so that you are being coached and coaching someone else. So just a few things to think about. But I hope, this message has gone on a bit longer than I intended, but I hope I've kind of given you a few ideas about where you can go and what's important when it comes to adding the life coaching to your business. And just reminding you that the revenue stream potential is massive, because most people will only pay you so much to teach them a squat or teach them a push-up or whatever it is that you teach them in your training, right? They'll only pay you so much, but people will pay almost anything to have their lives changed. Okay, and you can't change a person's life through nutrition and exercise, but you can through the coaching model. So there you go, Scott. I hope you find that useful, and I hope everybody else listening found it useful. If you've got any more questions, please fire them away. I'd love to answer them. Until next time, this is Dax Moy from Fitness Marketing Made Simple. Speak to you real soon. Take care.